10 weeks ago I decided I'd do a little one-day project using reverse lens to take macro photos, just really to fill in a bit of time, see how things went. That one-day project turned into another project the following week and the following week and the following week. I've been doing Macro Monday ever since. I thought as I'd been doing it for 10 weeks I might do a little rundown of what I've been through, a kind of best of if you like, as it was my plan to draw this to a close. Although, after a little ratch around on eBay, that may no longer be the case. Anyway, back to today's episode. Here's a little snippet from each episode over the last 9 weeks. Really hope you like them. Got a little lockdown project I'm going to start today. Should be able to do this even if the worst happens and we get confined to our houses and we're not allowed outside at all. I can attach this lens backwards to my Z7 via the FTZ mount, which should allow me to do super close-up macro pictures. I started off with fairly simple shots, taken of things I just found lying around the house. This random pile of screws is creating all sorts of really interesting patterns. The next episode I looked at different ways of lighting your subjects, using torches, dedicated lights, your phone, various things that you might have lying around the house really. Now you can use this as a diffuser by just popping that across the torch. That gives you a really nice diffuse light, which is surprisingly controllable, especially for these macro subjects. That's very, very nice. I do. Then I moved on to insects for the following episode. It's obviously spring, it's nice weather, and there's plenty of little mini beasts to have a go at. This little creature was very accommodating, sitting in the sun, so I was able to get a nice bit of light on it. Shooting sort of high key to blow out the whites. Its eyes were amazing, and that was what I was concentrating on. I'm very, very happy with the results. One of my favourite days was dropping the oil into water. I showed you how to make a little device to drop the oil, and it came up with some unusual photographs. My light source, which I'm going to place behind. I'm going to put some water in this, drop oil from the top, and hopefully catch it. Oh, now we're getting there. The next week I went right back to basics, just a camera, a tripod and a little bit of scrapland, and came up with some really nice shots, particularly the droplets of dew on the leaves as it was really early in the morning. After trying and failing to get good pictures of ants over the previous weeks, I decided to dedicate a whole episode to it. This week I'm trying to photograph ants. The ants are small and they move fast, they're not easy to photograph, but I thought I'd have a decent go at them this week. I have a few ideas how to stack the odds in my favour, and I think this is going to result in, hopefully, something usable. One of my viewers had suggested trying to get a macro shot of a spark. I didn't have anything to generate a suitable spark, but I thought, spark, a match, near enough. So we light it and catch that moment. And slowly work down, I ended up around a 40th of a second, and that seemed to give a much nicer effect on the head of the match. So last week I had a little bit of time pressure against me. I wanted to keep it quite simple. I was back in my yard just shooting green things because I wanted a theme of green to run through these pictures. So it's very much a set of images. I was looking for quite abstract shots, and some of them are, some of them are not so much. And really it's the editing of these shots that's kind of kept them together as a group. We've still got the Christmas tree, which is alive in our yard, and all those needles are crying out for an abstract macro shot. And very similar looking leaves. This is rosemary. It's probably my favourite shot of the day. Those stripes just look amazing. That's shooting the underside of the leaf, I think. So there you go, that was the last 9 weeks of Macro Monday. Started off as a one-day project, turned into a series. I wanted to show that you could take these shots without having to spend a huge amount of money on dedicated macro kit. If you have got a camera that takes interchangeable lenses, then you can do this really quite cheaply. As I said, I thought this might be my last episode, but a £4.20 purchase on eBay may just change that. So I guess I'll see you next week. Cheers!